And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Grow the Mindset. Trying out this YouTube live thing. Gonna tweet a link out. Real quick. Alright. I don't know how to tweet a link out. We're doing this live in real time. Share it on Twitter. YouTube Live AMA. Let's see if we're live. Plug and play like Periscope. Alright, you can chat. You should be able to chat. We'll talk real quick about something. Okay, so it is posted to Periscope. By the way, The New Yorker, I think they copied my movie poster. Elliot Roger, you're dead, Elliot. Elliot. The New Yorker, I think they copied the Silence movie poster. I'll show you. Anyway, I want to talk real quick about an issue, not an issue, but some problems that my friends are going to have who are lawyers. A lot of my friends are liberal lawyers. And a lot of things that they don't agree with about the administration, some of them, some of us are sympathetic to it. Civil forfeiture, for example, I think is a big problem. Civil forfeiture laws allows the government to seize your property with no real due process law, even if you're never, hello Sabrina, even if you're never convicted of any crime. I am not a fan of our current civil forfeiture law. So I tell my friends who are kind of liberal, I go, why do you not go to Trump and get on some kind of advisory board and try to actually make change? And they all go, well, I don't want to normalize Trump. I don't want to normalize Trump. And we have this mindset now, not we, they. The left has this mindset that they're normalizing us. I hear that a lot with me. People go, you can't write about Mike Cernovich, you can't talk about him, you'll normalize the guy. I'm doing like hundreds of millions of views a month. My Twitter is like crazy, crazy big. I'm recognized in public. There is no normalizing me. I'm already normalized. There is no normalizing Donald Trump. There's no normalizing him. He won. He's the president. He's the president of the United States, right? He already won. And there's no normalizing him. So people were criticizing too Elon Musk. They go, Elon Musk, you're on Trump's advisory board. He's doing all these bad things. You must get off his board. They told that to the Uber CBO. They've been telling everybody, get off of his advisory board. You are normalizing him. And I keep thinking, do they not realize that we had an election? An election occurred. He's the president of the United States. It isn't normalizing. And what you got to do is come to the table, quit screaming, quit throwing fits, stop throwing tantrums. If Hillary Clinton had been president, and Hillary Clinton had wanted Mike Cernovich on an advisory board about men's issues, false rape accusations, child custody issues, male suicide, you know what I would say? Yes, I would, Mrs. President, Madam President, whatever they call her. That's what I would say. I would be like, all right, Hillary Clinton, if she had been president, I would be on her advisory board. Why? Because what are you going to do, scream all day? That's where the left is losing their mind, is they want to scream all day, not be productive. Eventually you have to sit down with the people that you disagree with. It's really kind of as simple as that. This is better than Periscope. Well, that's good to hear. What's the next step of your master plan? I'm going to do another big documentary. Big documentary on media hoaxes. We got a lot of stalkers here. We have a big documentary coming out and a big book in 2017. And we're going to do stuff, more elections kind of stuff. You should do Periscope and YouTube Live. I did Periscope. I have a big Periscope. But I want to experiment with other things because Periscope has a lot of throttling issues. And plus you have to build up your other means of traffic. Is this better than Periscope? Yeah, I mean, if it's better than Periscope, I'll build it up. It's always frustrating as a content creator. It's frustrating to have a big platform like Periscope, and then Periscope is glitchy, and then you got to start all the way over at YouTube, and you only get 100 users at a time. You don't get that many people watching. Then you got to build it all the way up again. It does get frustrating, but it's the nature of the game. Do both at the same time? Yeah, I could. So you're saying this is smooth. Wow. So YouTube Live is... I'm not going to sue anybody. Why would I sue anybody? Lawsuits for defamation aren't really my thing. You need to appear on the Breakfast Club, Mike. Look into it. I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of meme? Probably a meme. No hot phone? Okay. Mike, opinions on Priebus. Well, I want to know where the hit pieces are on them. Who's cuter, Ivanka or Tiffany? I'm Team Ivanka. 3 phones, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube Live, all at the same time. I know, that's a lot of bandwidth, though. Build the wall. I agree. Build the wall. Thoughts? I don't know who the Bogendorfs are. Ivanka or Melania? Team Ivanka. Have you used your green screen for anything? Yes. I have a show called The Right Mindset on Right Side Broadcasting Network, which airs Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Kona Lower at Starbucks. Is that a joke? Starbucks is terrible. Not even because they're anti-Trump, but just bad coffee. You got to do what you got to do. Everybody who asks about Vault 7 is blocked. Yeah, Starbucks is just terrible. You need a Chemex, guys. We need a Chemex. Would I extend an olive branch to anybody? I don't have beef with anybody right now. Anybody who has beef with me, it is a unilateral beef. I'm cool with everybody. I had a lot of beef last year, a lot of drama, a lot of conflict last year, which was necessary. But I don't have any current conflict with anybody. I'm cool with everybody now. Why? Because we won. Well, I'm not cool with the saboteurs within the Trump administration. That's the problem. I don't know who that is, guys. Some of these people I don't know. Mike, can you take a high-resolution photo of your bookshelf? Yes, and I'll put it to my Snapchat. So I'll say, yes, I'll post a photo to my Snapchat. So go snapchat.com/Mike.
Didn't he ask for a high-resolution photo?
Isn't that Snapchat? Is that not high resolution?
I mean, I think... okay, bye.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go pick up some things that are ready for me.
Okay. Bye. Mike, YouTube Live is so much better. So YouTube Live apparently is better than Periscope now.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it sucks because I don't have hardly anybody watching. But Mike, honestly, I don't know opinion on National Socialism. Come on, guys. Man. Why are people pro... I didn't read your question again. Type it again. Mike, should you move to America? No. Are you aware of the 4chan memes of Gorilla Mind? Yeah, I'm the Gorillian Mindset, the 6th Gorilla Mind. I'm aware of all the memes. I think a lot of people make fun of me, and you know what my answer to that is? A lot of people make fun of me, and that's great. I am pro making fun of people. I was even going to go on a podcast. We kept crossing wires. There was this thing called the shittiest account on Twitter.
Where's the car key?
Oh, it's in my pocket. I just broke the cardinal rule. Man, I got busted. We're not supposed to keep the car key in the pocket. You're supposed to keep it on the bill rack. But anyway, it was like, what is the shittiest account on Twitter thing? And I don't care if people mock my Twitter account or make fun of me or do video. Make fun of me all you want. So the memes are fine. I'm aware of all of them, and I'm all right with that. I don't take myself as seriously as a lot of people think that I do or assume that I do. I don't take myself particularly seriously. I should probably take myself more seriously. Opinion, there is no shared future between the West and left and right. This is true. Do you enjoy Twitter with all the constant leftism being thrown? I like Twitter a lot. Do you even left? A little bit. I don't know who Angela Rye is. Mike, what's the best way to one-up a group of leftists who have no idea? I don't know. Be more specific. Do you think more Clinton WikiLeaks are coming? No. Wow, this looks really good. I'm watching it right now on my computer. Man, I feel bad. I built Periscope up, but this is like way better than Periscope. Man, this sucks. Now I have to build up another platform. I'm a little, I mean, look at the resolution. The resolution's great. We're not crashing. Do you see Twitter on the decline? Yeah, dude. Big time. I mean, I'm already, like, I'm a Twitter power user. I'm a Periscope power user. I'm one of the biggest. I know the green screen is annoying, but what are you going to do? I'm building out my studio. But I'm one of Periscope's most popular users, and I'm already playing with YouTube Live now, even though it's going to cut my views in half in the short term. So that's not good. I don't do as much on Twitter anyway because I could be banned. Any advice to people looking to become writers? Yeah, write every day. I actually have a post at Danger and Play called My Best Advice to Writers. What are your thoughts on Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon's an American hero. Do I still talk with Jay? Yeah, he's a good friend. We texted yesterday. Twitter suspended you. Right, that's the downfall. They're censoring users. You look much more sexier on YouTube. I know, it's lighting, guys. I always tell people, and this is where I've done bad brand management. I'll do a Periscope even with bad lighting. And that's bad for your brand. But I don't know, I like to talk to you guys. What do we got? Ooh, we got more books. Uh-oh. That was very, very nice of Shauna to bring up. Look how clear this looks, babe.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Nice.
All right, you guys want to see what's in the book bag? What do you think? Shauna's looking very pretty.
No, you're sweet.
So this is in the book bag. We got The Brain That Changes Itself. And we have Don't Think of an Elephant. I'll tell you, I already read half of this book years ago. And so I read this book years ago, most of it, or half of it at least, years ago, like 10 years ago. But books like this you understand better when you watch it again. So will you bring me up that, do we have any, will you make me two of those mushroom coffees?
Okay, so...
2 packets of mushroom coffee?
Okay.
Thanks, babe. All right, so this is The Brain That Changes Itself. This is about neuroplasticity. This is a very important insight you can have in your life that you really have to know. People used to think, especially if you're in my generation, they would say brain cells die, you kill your brain cells. If you drink alcohol, brain cells die. And the idea was that your brain was fixed. And whatever you thought was how you thought, your IQ was what it was, and you couldn't change things. Well, what they found out is that you can actually rewire your brain. And the way they figured it out was through stroke patients. Everybody thinks, well, there's one part of your brain, and this part of your brain is responsible for this function. Well, if that part of the brain has been damaged, other parts of your brain take over and allow you to do kinds of skills. So that's why it's called The Brain That Changes Itself. Stories of personal triumph for the frontiers of brain science. So your brain is plastic. Mike is all over you, right? We talk about a lot of stuff, right? It's the thing, man. This podcast ain't for lightweights. So your brain is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the idea that your brain is far more flexible than people thought it was. You can rewire your brain in ways that people can't think. I kind of trolled people the other day. I go, my brain is growing neurons. And then people are like, oh, your brain can't grow neurons. Oh, can you believe this guy? And they always throw a fit. They're so predictable. It's so easy to make my haters jump. But there is a lot of science to the idea that no, you don't regrow neurons, but you can change the connections in your brain, and you can change how your brain functions, and you can improve your mood, learn skills you didn't think was possible, have a better outlook on life. There are all kinds of things you can do, and there's extensive science on this, extensive research on this. So people go, oh, Mike, you can't regrow neurons. I'm like, lighten up. These people are predictable. This is George Lakoff. This is Mike Cernovich. You support war with Iran? No. Go read dangerandplay.com. Go to dangerandplay.com. No shampoo. Yeah, there's no shampoo now that you have better lighting. You can see now, because when I had the bad lighting, people would go, your hair looks oily or greasy. My hair is never oily. My hair is never greasy. I would always explain to people bad lighting. So this is my hair with actual good lighting. And you can see I haven't washed it in years, and you don't need to wash your hair. It's a total scam. I don't wash my hair. It's a big scam. So this book is another required reading. This is by George Lakoff. George Lakoff is a linguist. I've attended his seminar, his graduate course level seminar on metaphors and framing and the types of metaphors we live by. So his actual real book is Metaphors We Live By, which is deep and philosophical. This is his deep linguistic work applied to the political arena. Don't think of an elephant. Know your values and frame the debate. So how you frame things matters. Why am I so effective? Why am I so effective? They want to call me a troll. Why am I so effective? Well, I'm so effective because I've actually studied linguistics extensively and semiotics and metaphorical thinking. So in this book, he gives you constant examples on how to reframe the same concepts in ways to become more persuasive. Now, a lot of people don't like it because he's a hardcore liberal, but I've always been of the mind that I want to know what the other people are thinking. I follow people on Twitter that say things that I don't like. I'm thinking they're insulting me, they're condescending towards me and people that I happen to like, but I read them because I want to know what other people think. This is the way you grow. It's the way your own arguments become stronger. So this is a quick one. It's left-wing propaganda, but it gets you to think more consciously about how you word things. For example, a lot of people want to say,
You fed Julius, right?
no, I haven't. I'm going to feed him after we go to the hike.
He hasn't had food all day?
No, he's on a fast. I haven't had food all day either. We're both fasting. Good for our spirit. It's 3:30. Whoa, wow, you overfilled it. It's 3:30. Thanks, babe. It's Make Cernovich, can we see you enter the gorilla mindset? Can we get a preview, please? No, I'm not going to enter the deep gorilla mindset state. Right now, I'm in a different state. I'm not in the gorilla mindset state. Can Le Pen win in France? Well, here's the answer to that. France has partnered with Facebook to censor Facebook. Are you aware of that story, Le Pen? So the French government has partnered with Facebook to censor all stories that are favorable of Le Pen. So that tells you right there, can Le Pen win in France? Well, that's all you need to know. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to censor her. You're not trying to censor nobody. You don't try to censor people who can't win. You go censor people who can win. You seem very calm now, right now. Yeah, I'm always calm. Sometimes I'm at the end. I can go, I can act. A lot of it's theatrics. Theatrics. You got to be able to use theatrics. Any thoughts, opinions on Antarctica? No, I don't. Other than I want to go to Patagonia. I want to go to Chile. I was supposed to go to live in Argentina last year. Last year I was going to live in Argentina. I've lived all over the world. But the Zika virus hit, and I also wanted to have a child. So the Zika virus could have hit me and then spread to Shauna and had birth defects with Syra. So I did not live in Argentina. That's my only real regret in life. I wanted to live in Argentina and Chile. So I'm definitely going to go back there, for sure. If Mike Cernovich and Tommy Lauren would host a TV show, it would be the highest ratings. I don't know. Do you think, would my energy and Tommy Lauren's energy, would we vibe well? I don't know that we would vibe well. What do you think? Would my energy and Tommy Lauren's energy vibe well? My energy does not vibe well with everybody. You really, it's... What are you drinking? Mushroom coffee. It's a Facebook ad. I actually bought something from a Facebook ad. It's mushroom coffee. Here, I'll show it to you. These people are probably SJWs, so I'm giving them free advertising. But luckily, not that many people are watching, so I don't feel bad. If it were a lot of people watching, I wouldn't be giving them the free advertising. It's called mushroom coffee. I'm not kidding you. I'm not trolling y'all. I read it. They actually got me in. So they actually got me in a good Facebook ad. They posted a Facebook ad. It was a compelling ad. I clicked over. It was a compelling sales copy, and then I ordered a copy from a Facebook ad. So good to them. Mike, can you write more articles on Trump's persuasion strategies? Well, have you read MAGA Mindset? That'd be my first question. Have you read MAGA Mindset, Making You and America Great Again by Mike Cernovich? Would I prefer, I'm happy with my current setup, for sure. It's definitely, girth is better than length. That's for sure. I think that every woman would agree with that too. Yes, I have this mushroom coffee. I don't know that there's anything magical about it, but I thought it would be worth trying out. So apparently it is high in antioxidants. I don't know. Low in caffeine. I like the taste of it, so I'll give it a try. Favorite credit card? Go to Million Mile Secret. I'll teach you all the stuff about life, even though I don't make any money off of it. Go to Million Mile or Million Miles. Not sure which. MillionMilesSecret.com. Anyway, go there, and I played the credit card game hard. I've gotten at least $15,000 in free travel all over the world by playing the credit card Sky Miles game. So you get a credit card with the big travel bonus. You hit your minimum spend, and then you go get another credit card with a big bonus, and then you do that often enough, and you're like gold, platinum tier. I did that with all kinds of different credit cards. But I don't really write about that because there's better websites doing it, and my take on things is I generally want to write about only stuff that I'm an expert at, that I'm better than everyone else at. Why do high energy and wise people have mood swings faster than the ordinary? Well, because you can't have an up without a down. The higher you go, the wiser you are. Wisdom is about depth. The deeper you go, you're going to have some lows too. Morose. So it's just natural. It's all in the game. Nothing you can do about it. Do you have any articles on advice for the introverted? I do. DangerandPlay.com. I've written over 1,000 articles at DangerandPlay.com. Personal finances, tax planning, how to be a writer, how to build a brand, introverted, dealing with introversion, all kinds of things. And all you got to do is Google Danger and Play Introvert, Danger and Play Personal Finances, Danger and Play Money. Any underrated books you could recommend? I think most of the books I recommend are underrated. Most of them. I mean, how many people have recommended The Military's Art of People's War, and Travels in Alaska by John Moore? So I generally the books I recommend are underrated. They're Scott Adams' book, when I recommended it, was actually can you believe it? A lot of things you can't believe. When I recommended Scott Adams' book almost 2 years ago, it was underrated. And now, of course, it's massive, which was good. Cognitive biases. Michael, how many people bought Gorilla Mindset thinking it was Harambe's autobiography? Who knows? But Harambe's death was good. Don't forget the Instagram photo of your bookshelf. All right. I won't. Go to Instagram. Instagram.com/Cernovich. Show the books again so I can screenshot. All right, I'll show you literally every book I have right here. Okay, I have right now everything I have. I keep a very messy desk. I have Impossible to Ignore. The book cover is gone because Julie chewed it up. I have Impossible to Ignore. I have The Elements of Eloquence. I have SJW's Always Lie. I have Silenced, Our War on Free Speech by Mike Cernovich. Documentary filmmaker Mike Cernovich. I have No Campus for White Men. I have Don't Think of an Elephant. I have The Brain That Changes Itself. Hold on, we have more. I have How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. MAGA Mindset. Danger and Play, Essays on Masculinity, kind of a bro book. I wrote this when I was more of a bro than I am now. Some of the stuff I read in there, I'm like, man, a little bit of a bro book, but it's good. If you're a younger guy especially, highly recommended. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. Travels in Alaska. The Military's Art of People War. Fourth Generation Handbook. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, our governor of California. Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. Which reminds me, I need to start doing the drawing. I read the book. I haven't started the drawing yet. All right, what else do we have behind me? Here, let's zoom in. Mike, how fast can you read a book? Fast enough, but not like crazy fast. I'm not a speed reader. I know how to speed read. All right, what else do I have here? I have mental fitness book. This has great warm-ups. Actually, one of the warm-ups in here is in Gorilla Mindset. So they have The Mental Image. This is a great book. Hard to find though. I found this in the Barnes and Noble section. So, for example, the mental monologue. If you're like most people, you probably hear an almost never-ending stream of words flowing through your mind. You rehearse conversation. You formulate, state, and restate opinions. You rate yourself and other people, and you make comments on what's happening. Like a radio playing in the background, these words color your inner environment. Together with the mental movie, your mental monologue shapes your outlook on life. If you tell yourself you're a nincompoop, you'll start behaving like one. If you talk to yourself about things you would have rather done, you'll live in the past. Sometimes the mental monologue can get out of hand. When you're agitated, the words flow through your mind, and it's as if you don't have any control. Other times, you realize you are in control until you try to quiet the words. Then you realize you are hearing your old mental habits, a relic of what you said to yourself before. To explore how you think with words throughout the day, consider some of the following ideas. The Senate. Imagine that the words you hear in your mind don't come from a single speaker, but from a Senate of speakers. Members of the Senate can represent the opinions of your parents, teachers, friends, as well as opinions expressed in books or magazines and on television. Next time a loud senator dominates the floor, put the issue up for debate. So these are just like Gorilla Mindset stuff, mental fitness, health. So I did a podcast on this years ago actually called The Voices in Your Head. The voices that tell you you're not good enough, you can't do it, you're a loser, don't take that, you're going to fail. And where did the voices in your head come from? Well, the voices in your head come from other people, your parents, your teachers. They're not yours. They're not unique to you. And this is just another way of using metaphor to control the inner monologue that everybody has. So that's here, Mental Fitness. Very great book. I highly encourage you to read it. Very, very good book. This is The Birth of Tragedy by Nietzsche. You can always read Nietzsche and get something great out of him. Yeah, my podcasts are underrated and they are fantastic. And a lot of new people find me and they don't even know that I have all this stuff. I mean, honestly, if all I did this year was recycled links to my old podcasts and blogs and everything, I wouldn't even need to have to write an entire word this year to deliver great value to people for the year. So, Birth of Tragedy, Nietzsche. Oh, man, I thought I lost these, and then I bought a new one. Shit. Man. I couldn't find this, and I had to order another one, and it was on my bookcase. Maybe I still have the receipt. Now I have 4 freaking... Persuasion. Making documentary films and reality videos. Great book. Highly, highly recommended. Mike, what will you do when the working class drags the ruling class in the streets to face the people's justice? The guillotine. I don't know. I'll probably be gone by then. Documentary storytelling. If you want to do documentary films, this one is better than this one. This is the better book. But they're both good. MAGA Mindset, Gorilla Mindset, The Sovereign Individual. The sovereign individual. We've talked about the sovereign individual before. Here, I'll read you the stages of decline. Chapter 9. Nationalism, Reaction, and the New Luddites. Chapter 9. The Sovereign Man. Old book. Nationalism. It predicts what's happening now. The stages of nationalism. All described. The great transformation. But you got to go by it yourself. What else we got? We got the actor's art and craft. Video script writing, which I haven't read this one yet. It's on the read list. The Hard Things About Hard Things is about startups, running a startup. Click. These guys are underrated. The Hoffman brothers, underrated guys. They wrote Click and they wrote Made to Stick. So Click is the forces behind how we fully engage with people, work, and everything we do. Very, very, the Brofman, they're not Hoffman, Ori Brofman and Ron Brofman. They wrote Sway, and I think they wrote Made to Stick too. I don't want to get that wrong. No, the Heath brothers wrote Made to Stick. I think it was two other. Anyway, Made to Stick is another good book. I don't have it here listed. We got The Command to Look, which is kind of a weird book. I bought on a lark. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Tools of the Titans. It's kind of like a blog. It's kind of like, I don't know, 1,000 blog posts in a book. Yoga Anatomy. Very good. Very good book. So Yoga Anatomy is cool. It shows you all the muscles that are being worked when you do your yoga. Because that increases the mind-muscle connection. So when you're doing a stretch, if you can imagine the movement as you do it, then you can focus on that part of your body and have a deeper mind-muscle connection. So this one, so you can see, they have this for everything, Yoga Anatomy. Very, very recommended. That's enough for now. This book, oh, I'll show you one more. This is a cool book. This is a book I didn't think would be very good. I thought this would be kind of corny. This is actually a good book. I highly recommend it. It's highly, highly, highly recommended. So there's all kinds of neat little things. Improvised weapons you can make. Hope Antifa. I shouldn't recommend this Antifa. American ISIS might be watching me right now, so you gotta be careful. But here's some tips on how to hide things. How to hide things. Yeah, it's a good book though. Highly recommend it. Mike, any laws affecting the nation now? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you, howdy, thank you, Shona. Favorite Las Vegas hotel? Ooh. Busted. Coupon for Seas Candy. Valid, not valid till the 17th though. Seas Candy is pretty good, man. You should be eating that stuff though. Do as I say, not as I do. Of course, you can't use anything from that book now that everyone's read it. No, most people haven't. Arya's nice. Arya's nice. Dude has a comb over. No, I don't. Such a liar. Mike, what's the next big move for us military-wise? Not sure. Not really sure. Cosmopolitan Hotel is nice. That's what Shauna's favorite is Cosmopolitan Hotel. Cosmo's nice. Who do you consider your best allies in the fight against the cucks in the GOP? It's going to be an ironic answer. Do you know who I would rather negotiate with than the cucks? This is going to be counterintuitive. I would rather deal with liberals than cucks. Because liberals, at least we know that we disagree, we have different values, we have different priors, different assumptions about the world. So it should be people like me and then liberals. And the cucks are just left. The cucks and the SJWs are left out in the wind. They're left out in the cold by themselves. I have no interest in negotiating with the cucks. Liberals I can deal with because they're honest. I can deal with an honest enemy. Where do you get all your main info from? Like news and all. Mike, where's your fascist alt-right book stack with a etc.? The fascist books are hidden. I don't read fascism. Nootropic. Any nootropics we can get just some. The best nootropic is cardio. Before you ever take a nootropic or a brain booster, do cardio. Blood flow to your brain. I write about this in Gorilla Mindset. The best nootropic on the market is cardio. Hill sprints, taking a spin class, take the treadmill, put it on 20 degrees at 3.5 miles an hour and just keep going. Blood pumping to your brain is the best nootropic you can take. Don't take my nootropic Gorilla Mind unless you're doing cardio. Mike, I did not dox Mike Enoch. That is old news. I've met Mike Enoch. He was at the inauguration events. I would never dox anybody behind their back. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right in your face and I'm going to gloat about it. That's the way I do. Favorite MMA fighter, Fedor. Fedor will always be my favorite MMA fighter. Fedor in his prime versus John Jones in his prime. Who would win? Fedor in his prime versus John Jones in his prime. Who would win? That'd be a fight for the ages. Mike, do you do any fiction? What kind? Erotic fiction. Very dark fantasies. Best collagen is Great Lakes collagen. What will the social media be in 5 to 10 years? It will be virtual reality, really. Twitter is already a soft form of, here's the collagen I use. By the way, nothing I say is sponsored. I use this brand of collagen. What kind of music do I listen to? I listen to binaural beats. I listen to here. I'll show you the jam I've been rocking out to lately. Hold on. I don't think this is a copyright thing. No, it isn't copyright because the music's freely available on their website. So it obviously couldn't be. Couldn't be because they let people stream it for free. So I'll play you my current jam. See if we can get this thing on, the Bose thing on. Bose. All right, I'm still reading your questions. This is a pretty good little sound link thing too. If I can figure out how the hell to work. All right, here we go. This thing is good. Look at how much sound this puts out.
Facebook.com/AnjunaD.
The mix hasn't started yet. Anjuna Deep. With James Grant. This is Deep House. Yeah, this is the kind of music I listen to. This is the favorite mix I've heard in a while. That's all in here. I can't believe you get that. This is the SoundLink Mini. Watch, you get a little bass coming in. We only listen to the good stuff. I'll link to it on my here, I'll link to it. is Anjuna Deep. A little bit more on the booking. You hear the layers of that? Woo! The bass will come in. Yeah, this is epic stuff. I only listen to the best music. Everything I do has to be on point. This is probably my favorite mix. This might be my favorite mix of all time. Now watch, listen, it gets better. How good is this? Shit taste, you're blocked. Look at this, right? Yeah, so it's always funny because people, people have this conception like, oh my God, Mike is this like angry guy. And I'm just rocking out to house music all day. This is the stuff I listen to all day. You can't be a negative person if you listen to house music. At all. So yeah, people are like, oh my God, Cernovich must be this great, I'm happy every day of my life, man, or at least grounded. Used to DJ with this type of music, but yeah, the new house music is no bueno. It's all about, well, the vocals are, it went a little bit too. How about listening with headphones? Yeah, I have good headphones. I don't know where the hell they are. I'll show you my headphones. Yeah, you gotta stay grounded. But this mix has a lot of different. So this has a lot of different elements to it. So this is good. This is good music. And the thing about house music is that a little funky. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of element to it. There is a lot of element to it. And Anjuna Deep. You should check out Daniel Deluxe. Haven't heard of it. This music is shite. You have bad taste. Mike Cernovich, you can play this music while we drag the bourgeois cut class to the gulags. That's very well put together sentence. All right, you got any more questions for me? Looks like the YouTube live is a success. Sounds like a Casio. Yeah, you don't have good taste in music. Not everybody has good taste in music. What do you think of Daft Punk? They're okay. Middle Eastern music is your favorite? I'm okay with a lot of Middle Eastern music. Updates on the Epstein case. We're waiting for the judge to hear it. We're waiting for the judge to hear it. When am I coming to Canada? I don't know. I've always wanted to be to Vancouver soon. Why do you still buy books? Because you're never done learning? Come to Canada, Mike. Okay, set something up. Any updates on Gorilla Mind? Gorilla Mind, my nootropic, will be out in March. North Korea, haven't heard anything about North Korea. Piers Morgan has been having fun. Okay, so North Korea is getting more hardcore. Somalian refugees, what about them? New Zealand is on the to-do list. A lot of places are on my to-do list. Can you do an Aussie accent? I can, but I won't. What's the most weight you ever deadlifted? Not a lot. Reporting comments here is much easier. Agreed. I have not gone to Yellowstone. It is a must for me, though. Yellowstone. We're gonna go to Yosemite, actually. So Sean and I are gonna. We got a lot of stuff planned. Yosemite is on the agenda too. Is it okay to eat Hot Pockets? No. This is way better than Periscope. That is a general consensus. How do you know if I have bad taste? Because if you don't like the kind of music I like, you have bad taste. Go to Yosemite in the winter, it's much nicer. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It is wintertime though, isn't it? Have I ever been to Egypt? No. It's on the to-do list. Have been to Jordan. Big fan of the Middle East. And I want to go to Beirut also. Now that I'm a journalist, I can kind of go anywhere. What martial arts did you learn first? BJJ. How do you make friends when you're 30 and everyone around you is a libtard? Liberal women are undersexed. So, the liberal women want good sex with strong men. So be a strong man. Do I like Dinesh D'Souza? Is that a trick question? I don't think there's any reason not to like him. Thoughts on Hebrew pop music? Never listened to it. What's your take on Modern Crusade? I'm not sure. Be more specific. Being a father is pretty good. Actually, it's really good. But I'm glad I waited till I was my age to do it. So I love it now. I wouldn't have loved it 10 years ago. Who's the leaker on Trump's team? Who is not getting critical media coverage about them? Right? That would be the right question. Who is not getting negative media coverage on them? Are you still friends with who? I'm friends with everybody, guys. Debating order hierarchy. You, Hitchens, Milo, Molyneux, Scott Adams, Trump. Who are the best debaters? That's a good question. Hitchens is always kind of in a tier to himself. Milo is way up there on the top in terms of style. Stylistically, Milo is kind of hard to beat. Sam Harris is not an effective debater. He's boring and doesn't have any charisma. Sam Harris is kind of an affirmative action hire. He got free media affirmative action, but he's not particularly compelling. Hitchens was a compelling speaker. Milo's up there. In terms of me debating, people don't like to debate me for a reason. Are those rogue government Twitter accounts real? No. They aren't. They're all hoaxes. They're all hoaxes. Ever heard of the world? Everybody, the media gives that website more PR than they give anybody else. I mean, that's the irony is if you want to get a lot of media coverage, then you would just be a neo-Nazi because the media will write about you all the time. Who influenced you? Jerry Spence. Probably the greatest singular influence on me in my life. I've had many influences. If I had to pick one, it would be Jerry Spence. Is the person, and he's a hardcore liberal. But anybody who has studied Jerry Spence can see what I do. Right, you can see the same playbook. I've gone to his seminars. Really admired the man, even though we disagree politically. So yeah, Jerry Spence has had more influence on me than anyone else. What else? You guys got any more questions for me? I figure I'll do... Should we purge the bourgeois? You already asked me that, guys. Come on. You got to come up with... Will you ever do a mindset seminar in Europe? My first mindset one, Guerrilla Mindset Seminar, was in London. So I have. But now it's hard to get me. Because then I got to travel all the way out to Europe. But friends of mine had talked about doing an alt-tech event in Barcelona. But I don't know if that's still on. So there was talk of doing an alt-tech event in Barcelona. And I was invited. If that's still on, then I'll go. We will pay for you to come to London. Okay. If you want to buy my ticket, if you want to buy my plane ticket and get me set up, then we'll do it in London. What are some of your favorite podcasts to listen to? I don't listen to much podcasts, really. Joe Rogan, when he has on... We've talked about this before. Joe Rogan, when he has on subject matter experts, his podcast is the best. When they talk about politics, it's just is unwatchable. Because when you watch the Joe Rogan podcast and Brian Callahan or whatever his name talks, all they talk about is like CNN. You know, oh wow, thanks for sharing regurgitated talking points from CNN. It's utterly tedious. But when you have people like Wim Hof, Steve Maxwell, Jordan Peterson had a very powerful podcast with Joe Rogan, then it's a great podcast. So it all depends. If they don't talk politics, then it's a good podcast. Do you have any idea what Joe Rogan's... Yeah, Joe Rogan doesn't like me. People close to him have told me that. And he doesn't like... He calls them the pro-Trump trolls. So, I don't know. It's all very weird to me. So, I think a lot of people ended up disliking me last year because... Well, I mean, there are a lot of reasons. They noticed the impact that I had. I mean, the impact I had was significant in terms of the electoral outcome. If I hadn't been in the picture last year, who knows where the election would have gone or who knows what would have happened. So people who don't necessarily like Trump really hate me. How's my skin? My skin's good, man. My skin's good. Haven't had a bad flare-up in over a year. No, well, just about a year. You are noteworthy for your guerrilla marketing tactics. My marketing is effective. Yes, you're right. I'm one of the most effective living marketers in America. All the Western world. What will new media like Right Side Broadcasting have to do to keep growing, actually? RSBN, they have to keep growing, keep expanding, bigger distribution. They got to be the Young Turks. They got to be like Rebel TV. They have to get bigger shows. It's all about audience. How many people can you get to watch you? That's influence. Paul Joseph Watson, tops. Stefan Molyneux, tops. So PJW, Stefan Molyneux doing great things. Would have been nice if there had been coverage. The deplorable coverage was there was an audio visual problem within the event. It wasn't Right Side's problem. There was just drama. Not drama, but it was an AV issue internally at the press club. So you can't blame RSBN for that. What do you think of Jocko? I mean, what's not to think of him, right? Guys, way up there. Way up there. Do you think the Democrats will ever stop attacking Trump? No. Have you been watching any shows? I've been watching Black Mirror. Black Mirror is great. Even though it's on Netflix and now we're supposed to boycott Netflix, I tell you. Tough life. Black Mirror is incredible, though. It's a modern-day Twilight Zone. As they say, it makes you think. You watching the UFC tonight? Who's fighting? I don't follow the UFC much. Miley didn't come to the Deplorable because he was snowed in. And he had to talk out west, and he was snowed in. He didn't go to D.C. at all. So Milo didn't go to any event, not to the inauguration. He didn't do anything in D.C. So if Milo's not in D.C., he can't be at the Deplorable. What happened to Leash? I don't know. Leash had a lot of problems, dude. A lot of personal problems. A lot of psychological problems. But I wish him the best of luck. Journalism's hard, man. Journalism is hard, and being a journalist on the right is hard because you hit a ceiling. If you've written for Breitbart, then that's kind of who you're going to write for. You don't go from... Think about it. If you're on the left, you can go Politico, New York Times, The Atlantic, BuzzFeed, everywhere. If you've ever been on staff for Breitbart, though, then you're not going to go work anywhere else. So if you're more of a liberal guy, and Lee's a liberal, I don't know why he pretends to be conservative. Lee's a liberal. He doesn't want to work at Breitbart. He wants to work at Politico or somewhere. But you can't do that now. You've worked at Breitbart. You got the scarlet bee on you, and that's it. And that has bummed him out. But I think Breitbart's great. I think he should happy to be at Breitbart. Mr. Trump, I hate Trump, but I like you. Okay, thank you. Oh, the tides are changing. Yeah, Dave Rubin's great. What's it like being a dad? Very calming. Very calming. On a scale of 1 to 10, how smug do you think Bill Maher is? 11 out of 10. Have you seen the stuff about legacy media buying China bots? Yes, I'm the one who talked about it first. Do you still lift weights? I don't know. If you have to ask, then maybe not hard enough. If you have to ask, I better make it work. Are you going to homeschool your children? Yeah. Is milk racist? That is funny that people have now trolled the fake news into believing that. Mike, what do you think of language learning as part of mindset training? The more you learn, the stronger your brain gets. The stronger your brain gets, the better your mindset is. You can't go wrong that way. He Will Not Divide Us was a great source of amusement this year. I'm a fan of that. All right, 4 more minutes and we're going to go. I'm going to take my dog for a hike. Poor little Shia. Yeah, Shia got arrested. Do you feel after getting married and having kids your testosterone has lowered? No. Mike, you're a legend. Thank you. Do you have any articles or books teaching or talking about marketing and SEO? I do. Any question you have, go to Google. Type in danger and play SEO. Danger and play marketing. Danger and play introversion. Danger and play money. Danger and play personal finances. Danger and play health and fitness. Danger and play TRT. It's all there. Thousands of articles. Just type in danger and play and then a word. Do I believe in TRT? Google danger and play TRT. Go to danger and play testosterone replacement therapy. Where's your take on tribalism? It's unescapable, unavoidable. What to do about local city council full of anti-Trump people? Get your own people in. Be the change you want to see. All politics are local. Why are you releasing your blue pills? When? Well, they're not going to be blue. They're going to be a different color. The blue thing was a joke. And Gorilla Mind will be released in March. And yes, I will have samples available for people who want to do it. By the way, if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. Your TRT advice is only 125 milligrams a week. Well, 1, I've never given medical advice. I've only talked about what I've done. And 2, no, I never said that I would only do 125 milligrams a week. So you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. Yeah, subscribe and turn on the alerts. Do both. Subscribe and turn on alerts. I'm going to start doing more YouTube live videos. Mike, how come we don't hear much about South Africa? Well, white people are being killed in South Africa, and the media is happy about that. They're not going to educate people about that. Mike, do you think Europe is over? How old are you to need TRT? Ask a doctor. Google danger and play TRT. Do women need supplements? Yes. Ambassador Cernovich. That would be a good idea. Ambassador to South Africa. You should talk more about useless degrees. I have a thing on that called Don't Go to College. Danger and play, don't go to college. Are MAGA 3X flash mobs going to make a comeback? They should. They should. Will I be running for Congress? Only if Dana doesn't run. Then I will. Otherwise, no. Thoughts on Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl? Must read book. Everybody should read it. It's never over, Mike. You're right. Great read time response. Good. Any good, you should go get your doctor. See Alice. Get your subscription. All the party people do. Share the show. Sharing is caring. Thank you. Run for Congress, Mike. Only if Dana Rohrabacher doesn't run. Mike Dance Rant. When we cease the means of production and take up arms against the bourgeois cucks, we will show you mercy. Appreciate that. I love you too. You should do a show with Aaron. Sure. Are you an actual lawyer? I need to pay my bar dues. But yes, I'm a licensed attorney. The CNN cut off Bernie. That was a hilarious clip. All right, 5 more seconds. One more question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there a question? If it pops on the screen now, I'll answer it. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, dangerandplay.com. Gorilla Mindset. Go to dangerandplay.com. Go read Gorilla Mindset. I've covered a lot of material. Don't go to law school, though, whatever you do.